Hello, hello, welcome to Budashro. We are continuing our beginner series. So, if you are new on my channel, please subscribe it. Today, we will talk about the third house. This is the most important house out of 12 house because third house is also shows some of the fated event we can show. I will show you through the horoscope. But remember, third house also shows the Prarabdha. Prarabdha means what is the fated house. Let's start. If you are new on my channel, please subscribe it. First, you should know the significations. Faldipika says, third house known as Dushchikya, chest, right ear, army, bravery, that is prowess, power or strength, Vikram, that is your courage, patience, or Bhratar. Bhratar means siblings. Jatak Parijata also says Dushchikya, Vikrama means courage, Sahodar, siblings also. Sahodar is siblings. Similarly, Bhratar is also siblings. Patience, see, patience is also shown by Faldipika. And ear, then strength. Sarabali also says Dushikya, Vikram or Sahaj. Braj Jataka says Dushikya, Vikram, Sahot. Sahot matlab generating from the same. Sahaj, same, Bhratar or Sahodar or siblings. Parakram, that is courage. Bhai, Chakar, Chakar means servant. See, uh, Bhrat Jataka also says third house is also servant, and Jivika also says Bhrat Jatika also says Jivika also means occupation. BPHS says Parakram Mrityu because third house is eighth from the eighth house. Bhai, then Updesha, then Yatra, that is traveling. Updesh means preaching. Death of parents also. This is the most important part. BPHS says third house shows death of the parents. Sometimes you will see when the show of the third lord is going on, something will happen to the health related to the parents. BPHS also says third house is servant. Now sees Brahjatika also says servant. BPHS also says. This is the difference when you will learn on YouTube and when you will learn classics. You haven't heard third house is also servant and you haven't heard the references. Let's talk about third house and the body part. Third house shows ear, then chest, mind, subconscious mind also, and throat, right? Second house is neck part, lekin third house is throat, right? It is inner part of the neck. Then third house as relatives will be brother and sister, then father-in-law. Why father-in-law? Because seventh house is the house of marriage, third house is ninth from the seventh house. So it will be the father-in-law. Then maternal family of the father also, right? Maternal family of father. Sometimes people see father from the 10th house. So third house is sixth from the 10th house. That's why maternal family of the father and maternal grandmother of the husband. I have seen third house for maternal grandmother of the husband because husband is the seventh house. Then maternal family of the husband will be the sixth from the seventh house. That will be the 12th house. So it means mama of the husband, है ना, maternal uncle, and mother of the maternal uncle. So fourth from this house. That's why third house shows maternal grandmother of the husband. You should know the body parts because when we will discuss about the disease, you should know when affliction will comes to the third house or third lord, disease related to the ears, chest, mind, or throat can be there, or relatives related to the that house will be affected by these diseases. Suppose third house is infected or afflicted, then you can say that siblings can have some problem related to the chest, mind, throat, etc. Now, these are the significators of the third house. As you already know, I have told you that every house has many significations. How you will filter? You will filter significations of any house based on the karaka. Like third house is communication also, third house is sibling also. But when we talk about sibling, we will talk about third house and Mars because Mars is karaka of sibling. When we talk about courage and third house, we will talk about Mars. Then fight, When we talk about third house and mrityu or death or longevity, then we will talk about third house plus Saturn, because Saturn is karaka of longevity and death also. When we talk about Mercury and third house, we will talk about mind, speech, communication, etc. So third house has many significations, and filter can be done based on the significator planet. Suppose we are talking about speech of a person, then we will see the third house as well as the Mercury, because Mercury is karaka of speech. So we will see the affliction to the house or house lord. As you already know that whatever house represents in a particular horoscope, same things will be represented by the house lord also. So either you see the house or house lord, and then we will see the affliction to the karaka planet. Here karaka planet for speech will be speech, karaka planet will be Mercury. Suppose you are talking about longevity, then karaka planet will be the Saturn. This is how we take steps for the predictions part. Now, third house and birth of sibling. Suppose you are looking for siblings and birth of the sibling, then you can see the activation of the third house or third house sign, activation of the third house lord also, activation of Gemini sign, because Kalprushak only has Gemini sign in the third house, and activation of the Mars, because Mars is the karaka of sibling. So these, if these planets are getting activated, siblings worth can be there. Also, if first house is also getting activated, then also worth of sibling can be there. These you have to remember. Now, let's talk about the Prarabdha. You already see that this is the third house. Now, if you count from 10th house, this is 10th house. Count from 10th house, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6th. So, third house is the 6th house from your 10th house of karma in this current life. It means in this present life, whatever karma you are taking, some obstacles will be there because of the third house significations or third house planet. If a planet sitting in the third house, it will directly affect your 10th house, because it is sitting in the Prarabdha house from the 10th house. Similarly, you can see for any other house also, but third house is very most important because it is 8th from the 8th house as well as the 6th from the 10th house of karma. So it is the very much important house in any horoscope. Now, third house shows free will, self efforts, and it is 6th from the 10th house of karma. In this present life, whatever you are doing, if you are implementing so much free will, because third house is the house of free will, so you can do mistakes related to the karma of the 10th house. That's why third house is very much important, and you should watch for your free will. You should not use your free will for any reasons, because it is the prarabdha house for the karma. Remember this part. Another part is, you already know that ninth house is the trine house and it is the house of fortune. Third house is the seventh from the ninth house. Any house seventh from it will show the Maraka effect. So Maraka effect for the ninth house will be represented by the third house, because third house is seventh from the ninth house. So third house will have Maraka effect for the ninth house. Ninth house is the fated event, fortune, past. Ninth house is past life. That's why third house also become very much important. Sometimes you will see, if you do mistakes related to the third house significations or where the third lord is going and sitting, you will have many fated event in your life, or you can activate the fated event in your life. So please beware of this thing, and do not use free will so much. Let's talk about Indira Gandhi. This is the chart of Indira Gandhi. Lagna is the Cancer. Third house has the sign of Virgo. Kalprush Kundli, sixth house sign is falling in the third house. Virgo sign is itself a very karmic sign because it falls in the sixth house. It is a Trika house sign. Now, third house is ruled by the Mercury because it is Virgo sign. Mercury sitting in the fifth house. It is sitting with the Sun. Sun is the father. Sun is the Karaka of lineage. In this chart, Sun is also second house of lineage, second house of family, and sign is also Scorpio. Now you can see the fated event in this life, if this person occur, they will be very much impactful. Apart from this, Saturn, which is sitting in the Lagna, aspecting this third house by his third aspect. I have already made a video how planet aspect houses. Saturn has third aspect, a special aspect of Saturn. Do not forget this point. Only Saturn is the planet which has third aspect, and we are talking about third house. And see, third house as well as the Saturn third aspect also falling on the third house. Now you can see the prarabdha of this lady's life. Now see, third lord going in the fifth house of children, sitting with the sun, which is karak of lineage. You can already see how their children died. Indira Gandhi children, Sanjay Gandhi, and etc. died very badly, or they have very bad longevity, as well as the lineage of the Indira Gandhi suffered. You can already see impact in the Congress party. This so Sun Mercury combination happening in the Scorpio sign also. You can already see here also the Trika house, and here is also Trika house sign is there. Now, based on this only third house sign or third house planet, you can see that Prarabdha or some fated event related to the house of children will be there, as well as the seat of power. You can see fifth house is the seat of power. Sun is karaka of politics. This lady did emergency, put emergency, or you can say, and this emergency is still talked about by the opposition party. You can see the impact of this action. Third house is self efforts or self action, self will. So she used free will and imposed emergency, and this emergency is still talked about. It is still a debated point or moot point. You can see clearly using the third house lord. This is how you have to learn prediction. Pandit Nehru, let's talk about this. Now, here is also Cancer ascendant, and third house has the sign of Virgo, but here Mars is sitting. Who is the Mars? Now, see, fifth lord Mars sitting in the third house of fated event. This is the Pandit Nehru chart, and here you can see the coincidences. Third lord sitting in the fifth house, and here fifth lord Mars sitting in the third house, right? And this Mars sitting in the third house and aspecting Jupiter Ketu combinations happening in the sixth house. Now you can see what happened to his lineage. है ना? His children's his lineage or children suffered very badly because Mars is aspecting it. As well as don't forget third lord sitting in the fourth house of domestic life, and here the sign is Libra, already sitting with the Venus aspected by the Saturn, which is the seventh lord. Now seventh house coming into the picture. This person, Pandit Nehru, also suffered from his bad married life. You can see the marriage part of Nehru. There was no good marriage, right? See, third aspect of Saturn falling on the third house lord. Third house lord sitting in the fourth house. Sign is Libra, and also Venus is also sitting there, which is the Karaka of the marriage. Aspected by the Saturn, which is the Karaka of Prarabdha. Don't forget it is 8th lord and 7th lord of Prarabdha. Now you can see how their children life suffered as well as the married life suffered. So based on the only observation of the third house, you can predict so many things. I am not going into much details, but trust me, when I predict pending karma related to any horoscope, I use third house very much, as well as the aspect of Saturn. I will show, I will make another video where third aspect of Saturn will be discussed, and you will see the pending karma of the native. So this is how you should learn astrology. Thank you so much. In the next part, we will talk about fourth house. So please subscribe it. Thank you so much.